People, listen, we got some unbelievable news. We've been doing some investigating and uncovering who these people are attacking this station. What I had done yesterday, I had my, and YouTube, they did a good job resolving it, but I had my station attacked and I had my like and dislike button attacked. And we are being hit by bots every day. And we're going to explain to you what's going on. We got some inside information today of how this is going on. And we have a guest here too that's going to explain who John Wolf is. John Wolf has made several tapes, and today John Wolf came out with a video stating that Jeff Canarsie was mob rats, which is false. He's trying to cause a lot of trouble. So we're going to tell you who John Wolf is, and you're going to be shocked when we tell you who John Wolf is. And I want to make this very clear. What they do and this is very, very important. What they do is they're trying to have our show flagged. So they'll put people inside the chat room to say racist stuff. So if anybody comes in and says anything racist, you're out. I mean, I'm not going to even take a second of it. You're gone. So, you have to remember this because they'll do whatever they can to flag this station to get it shut down. They're not going after anybody else's stations, people. They're going after this station.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, channel.
Channel, station, whatever.
Yeah.
They're going hard.
They're going after us, And so we're going to explain to you exactly what's going on. Polly, stop. Okay, I'm sorry. I got a little chihuahua, a real asshole. Sure. Okay, so basically, John Wolf is James Jameson's right, is a tooth fairy psychopath. Yes, he is a psychopath. Okay, I'm going to bring up this gentleman, and we're going to talk about John Wolf and who he is and what they're trying to do. And we're also going to talk about Alite and who he hires to try to take down these stations. And this has never been discussed before on these shows. Today, we're going to discuss it because it's kind of disgusting, actually.
Really disgusting.
Hey, Shane, how you doing?
Good.
Well, Shane gave me some inside information on this. And Shane, how long have you known John Wolf? How long have you seen him around?
All right. He's been around since the 90s. He's a white supremacist. He used to run in the white supremacist circuit where they all make videos. He used to be just blatantly white supremacist, but now he's pretending to be a Jew online to stir up racial drama.
And his whole trouble, what he's trying to do is he'll come in and make Jewish statements, or he'll call me Jewish names. He's trying to start something racist. See, you've got to have certain reasons to shut stations down. If you start a racist battle inside the chat room, this can be used against you. Okay, Shane. Today he came out with a video saying Canarsie is mob rat.
Yes,
we know that's not true.
Definitely not.
Yeah, he's saying that. He thinks Mob Talk Radio is ran by Jeff Canarsie. That ain't his real name. It's Jeff Lohman, which I love his show. Mob Talk's great. He thinks he's Jewish for some reason, so he's attacking him. I don't understand why, but yeah, he's trying to he's trying to get all you guys fighting so it takes the tension off of Alite. Basically, he'll try any angle he can just to get your channel took down or other channels. What he does is he's pretending to be a Jewish guy. All right, so but he's doing he's making fun of Jews in a stereotypical manner, and then he went on Mob Rat's show and he kept saying everything was anti-Semitic.
Today he did that.
Yeah.
He was saying, he was in the chat room with on Mob Rat's show today
he called in and got him a strike.
He called in and got him a strike.
Yeah, to ask Mob Talk ask Mob Rat. Yeah.
So this is who this John Wolf is. So YouTube, if you're listening, John Wolf gave today Mob Rats a strike.
No, this was about 3 days ago, maybe a week ago.
Okay, a week ago. He gave him Okay, so basically that's what he did. And he's been real mad at me because I cut him out of the show and he's been attacking me. And what he did yesterday is he attacked my like button. And so explain to me who these people are that Alite gets to work for them. What do they call them?
All right. They call themselves activists. But here's what it is. You know how, like, when you start a YouTube channel, you can pay people to get to give you false views and false.
Yes.
All right. Well, you can hire kids, especially in foreign countries, to do all kinds of shady stuff for you. In other countries, they call themselves activists, but what they are, they're basically like, you know, in America, they got that group where the guy wears the mask or whatever. They're a bunch of computerized kids that just attack people because they're anti-government type folks. They want to expose that everything that they perceive as bad, like what the government's doing. I forget what their name is, but basically you can hire people to do hit jobs over the internet for people for you. They're
So you think
hackers,
he's being
basically, is what
hired?
they are.
And here's what happened yesterday. This is what happened yesterday. I put down a note after the show that my like and dislike button was being attacked. And another gentleman came on and said, it's not being attacked. It's because your moderators are knocking everybody out. So everybody's angry at you. So that was just fake, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely fake.
Well, what he'll do is he'll write and he'll either call in or he'll leave comments. And then he's hoping that people in the audience will comment racist stuff because what he's saying is racist towards them. He's pretending to be a Jew that hates the goy, which is basically like the N word for what Jews call white people. So then he's hoping that people in your audience will attack them on racial lines. But if they don't, he'll have his bots attack himself, and then he'll flag the video.
And so what I noticed happened here a couple of days ago, we had a bunch of Trump stuff put in here. Every other sentence, remember? Every other sentence was Trump, yes, I support Trump. And then other sentences came in and started saying F Trump. It was back and forth.
Yeah.
Is
And
that something?
it makes you look like you're a racist channel and your audience is a bunch of deviants. So they're more likely to shut you down.
Okay.
You know, YouTube, if you got a show and there's a bunch of degenerates talking about racism, they'll get rid of you.
Yep. And this is why people have to understand, you know, we will not put up with any type of racism in the box because we 100% don't support it. And we're not politics. We don't support any, you know, who we support personally has nothing to do with this show. And people have to understand that. So if people get mad because sometimes I'll just knock people out and take them off the show right away. And this is because we worked hard to build this show up. And we're not going to have some little dirtbags like John Wolf come along and have us shut down. So this is the people, for you people that support Alite, this is who he is.
He's hiring people like this who are what?
He's a white supremacist.
White supremacist?
He's been around for over 20 years. I mean, when he came out, he was a straight-laced guy just explaining to white people about the foreseen bad stuff coming, New World Order. You know,
so he's a nut job. I don't want to hear that.
And how long you've been following this? How are you gaining this information? Like,
okay,
together.
For years I basically try to watch anti-PC content. So I watched Louis Farrakhan's, the David Dukes, the other type of folks like that. He was like one of those type folks.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. You say that you watch this stuff. Are you racist?
Absolutely not. Okay. I mean, I watch black racists, Chinese. I just want to see what everyone's saying. And besides the racist stuff they say, sometimes they have pretty good political points. I don't want to cover that here. I won't say my opinion, but what I basically listen to see what people have to say. I'm interested in racists of any color, but okay. It's not because I'm racist.
Okay, so what do you think of this John Wolf? Do you think that if this doesn't get stopped, he's going to continue?
Oh, absolutely. Even if you stop him, he'll just create a new persona. So really, it doesn't matter. They're basically they can make as many accounts as they want. They got people that hack your stuff to get your stuff shut down. They'll do anything. You can pay kids that know about computers to do all kinds of shady stuff for you.
Now, do you think that he's also going after bald Sicilian and mob rats?
Absolutely.
So he's going after anybody that's anti-Alite.
Yes.
Okay.
And this John Wolf, is this how he makes money? Like people hire
He's
him
being
to
paid.
destroy
Yeah,
channels?
he's being paid. Yeah, Alite's paying him more.
But how do we know that exactly?
I mean, there's going to be no way to prove it. You just take my word for what you think. I mean, 1 + 1 is 2. That they're the ones that's computer savvy. What they do is they hire people, because John Wolf has been involved with organizations that used to send kids brochures and stuff, and then basically they used to act like they was straight laced to try to get normal white kids to be racist. They're just changing their angle to he's pretending to be a Jew to get people to hate Jews.
See, this is what really confused me the other day. Is because somebody's mic is not really working too hot. Okay. The other day when he attacked me, he used the thing where he used a voodoo doll on me. So he's just funning and he's just trying to make something of it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just joking around. He's making fun of these new age hipsters and Jews, basically.
Okay, so he's just a blatant racist.
I mean, if you watch his videos, if you ain't just a complete simp, you'll understand what he's doing.
Okay. So when he goes after mob rats makes a lot of statements that he probably shouldn't make. So he's going to use that against mob rats.
Absolutely. He's too easy for him. I love mob rats. He's cool. And what he does is he's not racist, but he'll say kind of like when I was a kid, I had black friends and we would tease each other and call each other names, but we weren't racist. That's how we played around. Mob rats has kind of got that energy going on, and it's going to be real easy to get him out of it.
And I noticed it today. He made quite a few racist. He's not racist, but he makes statements that people can say is racist. That's basically it. And this pro Donald Trump thing, they're actually flipping it on people right now. That's the thing I'm getting. Because they did this Trump thing in here the other day. Every other person was Trump this, Trump that. So he's basically trying to start an argument. Would you say that was true?
Yes.
Okay. And so how many of these people do you think John Alite has working for him?
I mean, how would you know? You can hire him from overseas. He's Albanian, so he could be hiring Albanian kids that are computer savvy they'll do anything they can, and depending on how much they're paying them, they can do a lot. And they'll attack you personally. They'll find your family members and call them, or run scams like when you click on your email, it shuts your computer down and stuff. That's the type of stuff they'll do. You should have security on your computers, because they'll give you viruses. They'll do basic computer stuff.
Okay, I just put someone on timeout. If you even come in here with the slightest hint of racism, I'm going to shut you down. And here's what you got to understand. It's not because I don't agree with you or do agree with you. It's because this is what they want you to do. Okay? If I said something about mob rats, that's my opinion. So just don't attack me over it, okay? And that's what you just did. So I just took him out.
I like mob rats too.
I like mob rats too, but I'm just speaking the truth right now. This is what they're going to do. And ultra testosterone, the Albanian blood, keep that to yourself, please. Listen, I'm not going to lose my show because of some little creep, racist guy, John Wolf, walking around doing what he's doing. And Sean, yes, I do have protection. But Sean, yesterday when I told you about I was being attacked on my button there, you told me that it was because people were mad. It wasn't. They fixed it today, but I was being attacked by this dude, John Wolf, who was not John Wolf. You know, when the show ended yesterday, I had 30 likes and 86 dislikes. And that's never happened to this show before. You know, a couple of is one thing, but you know.
And he's flagging channels.
Yes. And you know, okay, Primo says, Lee, take it easy, relax. You're not going to lose your show. Relax a little bit. Okay, listen, Primo, it's not about that. It doesn't take much to get your show shut down. I see people lose their show all the time. How easy, Shane, is it to have a show shut down?
Easy. Basically, it's the 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a scenario, and there's all types of scenarios, and they come up with new ones as you go along. All right, he'll say John Wolf calls into your show, and he starts talking about Goyim and silly stuff like that. Well, then in the comments, people are going to say stuff against him. Then he'll flag it. If nobody says anything, he'll have his bots comment racist stuff against what he's saying, and then flag the video. They're looking for copyright. They're looking for any angle they possibly can. So basically, the harder they whack you, or the more they do, the more whoever's paying them is going to pay them. You know,
and another thing we need to watch out for is when they write in different languages, because I noticed last week someone was writing in Spanish very homophobic stuff. So they could put Hebrew, they could put you know, different languages with obscene stuff, and you could still get a strike, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and James Jameson, when you say 3 strikes, you can appeal. Yes, you can appeal, but your station is still shut down. And if you get somebody in a bad mood at YouTube, they're not going to shut. I've seen people get shut down for the most minor thing and lose their stations. So we're talking about this.
They'll flag videos even if there's nothing on there, because YouTube will take it down until they review it, and then you're not going to get no views. So they're probably flagging all your stuff. Hope that they'll just, like, if they take your video down and there's nothing wrong and they put it back up, nobody watched your video.
Yes, and what I did is, I'll give you an example. Every video I put up, YouTube always says it has too much stuff in it that they can't monetize it. So what I do is I fight it. And every time I fight it, they always say, oh, we made a mistake. And YouTube does that on purpose because they want to put the commercial on and not have to pay you.
Exactly.
So YouTube is the corporation. They don't care about this. YouTube doesn't want to pay anybody for the commercials because they make money and they get paid from the dealer, whoever's paying for the commercial. It's that simple. And this is what they do. Carlos, moderators have been doing a good job and they need to be more alert. Yes.
Definitely, yeah.
And the only thing I would say to moderators, let anybody talk that wants to talk. And as long as they're not attacking or disrespectful, they can talk and they can disagree. That's not a problem here. We have no problem with people disagreeing with us. I'm sorry. Alcatraz Whitey. Okay. To another word, Alite snitching again. How unusual was that? Yeah, it's true. He's snitching again. But this is what he does. I mean, you know, this is what he's done to the Gaudis. This is what he's done to his family. This is who he is. I mean, he went on the Paulie D. Did you see him on the Paulie D interview?
Yeah.
What happened to Paulie D?
I mean, I know he went to prison.
But I mean, he doesn't even look like he used to look.
Yeah.
I mean, he has this he looks like a totally different human being.
Yeah, he's gotten old. Yeah. And
then on top of that, they were asking him questions that were so simple. He didn't challenge him on any questions. And Mob Rat actually did a very good show on that today, and he talked about that interview. And okay, so Shane, what do you think is the best thing for a station to do if they know they're going to have this trouble?
Be vigilant.
I'm sorry, a channel.
Be vigilant. Protect yourself. Have good moderators. Have antivirus software. The kind of stuff you're doing. That's why you're doing a good job. I wanted to go back on something though. Like you said, if you're running a company and they're all supposed to be monetized. If you say you make each one fight, most people ain't going to do it. So they're going to make a lot more revenue. They get advertised for free. So you was
Yes.
right about that.
Yes, and YouTube's famous for it. AVG secure VPN, is that a good security system to have?
I'm not some computer tech wizard, but probably.
Because what I do is I always have that on before I go on, and they say it protects you.
Will protect your personal stuff too, because you can look up anybody's information today. Like I could look you up and see who your family members are, where you've lived, your old phone numbers, and then they'll have people call and attack your family members and friends too. So you can't really put nothing. Depending on what you're willing to pay, Alite could get a hold of some kid in your town and have a rock chucked to your window, or people call and threaten your family members. Like Mob Talk Radio, Alite had people calling his family members threatening him. Ask him about it.
Well, yeah, we know about that. It got pretty ugly, and
nothing's changed. Now he's just attacking you.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But you know what? It's like if they do attack you and they attack you hard, that means you're doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And so a guy like me, I'm all over the internet with my brother's death and with the WWE and stuff. What they do is they take a lot of that stuff and they say really horrible stuff, like I raped my brother. I mean,
they love making fun of your brother. It's terrible.
Yeah, this is what they do. They're just horrible human beings. And, I would never make fun of John Alite's sons. I feel sorry for his sons because they have him for a father. So, that's the difference between myself and John Alite. John Alite has no filter whatsoever. He's going to go after anybody. How long have you seen John Alite acting like this?
A long time. He even threatened to tell people that his own brother beat him off. That's his go-to.
Yeah, we know about that. Yeah.
Your go-to's you're a pedophile, but he hangs out with pedophiles.
I heard this story, but tell me what you heard.
All right,
Shane.
Oh, about that?
Yes.
Basically, him and his brother had a little spat. His brother went on a couple shows, basically exposed him. He's a liar. He's full of shit. 99% of what he says is a hoax. You can look it up. I've watched the shows, so it's on YouTube. So he was threatening his brother. He sent his brother text messages saying to shut up, or I'm going to tell people you beat me off.
Yes, and
he says that to everybody. That's his go-to. Everybody's a shut up, or I'll tell people you're a pedophile.
But he doesn't tell anybody that he was in a cell with a pedophile that wrote the first chapter of his book.
That's the irony.
Isn't that the irony, right? As a matter of fact, I've seen him with a picture of this guy, and they both had no shirt on, and they had the armor on each other.
Mikey Bluetrix, look him up.
Yeah, who does that in a prison picture?
A guy that's in protective custody.
Yeah, and he has his arm around this guy, and this guy is big, because John Alite is close to being a midget, so he's like 3 inches.
He looks big, but he's a little weasel.
Yes. Yeah, and he probably wears the same shoes that ever see the shoes that Robert De Niro wears with the 6-inch heels, the rubber end? I could picture him in those shoes. Any pictures you see of him with people, he's just a little man that's a horrible human being. Mm-hmm. I mean, is there any other way to describe him?
No scruples or morals.
None whatsoever. And to have someone like this, when you go out and get a racist to work for you.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And he doesn't care. He's willing to, like some people have these stations, these channels, and they rely on them. And he's still willing to destroy them. I'm lucky. I don't rely on mine. This isn't going to pay my bills. But then you have people who will help a lot. I was speaking to one gentleman today that lost his job, and he has a channel, so he's relying on his channel to help him. And a guy like this won't care; he'll go after anybody. Mob Talk Radio. Oh, Mob Talk. As you see, I made an accident by taking Mob Talk off here on the first show I ever did. You're back on, and I'm glad I put you on. You slipped us $15. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good guy.
I'm a big fan of Mob Talk too. I like the show.
Me too, Shane. I've been watching.
Come back to YouTube, man.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna do a show once a month, taking live calls.
So Mob Talk. The new thing is that you are the rat. You know, that's what John Wolf is starting today. That he went on that show and said that you are mob rat.
Yeah, you're a mob rat. Yeah.
You know, that's the joke today. Okay. Gunnar Lynn, I'm going to tell you, where's Gunnar? Gunnar has stepped away from his show, and he's going to be going back to writing. He's talked about it on his show. Gunnar is kind of stepping out of the scene right now. He said he's going to come on very rarely, and he's really getting away from the true crime stuff, from what I understand.
Alites tainted the whole genre.
Yeah, and you know what?
You're right about that.
Yeah, and I'm not bragging, but you know something? We went after a few of these people. Like, I don't know if you've seen when Gene started with us last week. And then when we went after Gene, do you know that he was calling people that I know and begging me not to talk about them? That's big, tough Gene. That's who you're dealing with Gene. He literally was begging me not to talk about him on my show.
That's crazy.
You know?
And as far as the Instagram that was made about Lee, that is definitely Alite.
It was actually made about Angel.
Mm-hmm. But we're talking about you. Yeah. He said some horrible things, said that you're a pedophile and all this. So Alite is behind that. This is the bots that he hires, or people that he hires to make bots, correct?
Yes. They'll attack you on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. I mean, they just wanted to slander your name or to get you to where you won't talk about them, because they'll make you look real bad.
They want us to be scared.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if don't talk about me and I won't talk about you.
But you know, I enjoy talking about the little people, the tiny little people. Okay. Well, you know something? I hear that Alite has actually got a movie being made, and the little guy from Games of Thrones is being considered for his part.
Really? He always got jokes. He always got jokes.
I was hoping they was going to do something like that. Like, how long can you slander a guy and nothing being done? I've always wondered, has anybody looked or reached out to Johnny Gebhardt's family to look into a Son of Sam lawsuit or defamation? And all these books and stuff.
And I was talking about that with Sammy, and then, you know, these guys, they know how to get around it. They put family members on there, and they have the family members actually run their corporations, so they get around this.
I used to check John Alite facts, but if you look on it, all the videos have been removed. That's what he does. He'll make issues, and they'll have to take them down.
Yeah, I noticed that myself with that. And that's a good question. That I'll ask Angel if I ever hear from her about that. That's a good question on why so many of those are taken down. Yeah. Do you have any questions you want to ask King Shed while we have Shane still here?
I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, what we're doing is we're not worried. We're just spreading awareness. And Shane, I appreciate you coming on the show today and spreading awareness. And you've been following this John Wolf guy for 20 years?
Since the 90s.
And how did you used to follow him? Did you follow him because they didn't have YouTube in the 90s? What, like cassette VHS tapes?
Yeah, basically. But then ever since they've had like the internet, It's been real easy. That's how somewhere in the 90s, like I used to watch David Duke, Louis Farrakhan, that type of folks. John Wolf is like a poor man's David Duke. He's like a recruiter. He used to be a straight lace cat. Like he was just like, they tried to soften the image to like neo-Nazis type kind of guy.
I like this. I'm sorry,
we
Larry,
have videos. Hold on.
second.
We have videos of him 20 years ago. Can you find videos of him 20
I'll
years
try.
ago?
I'll look and try to find them for you. But you know, he could have scrubbed his image. But I know for a fact, I've watched him for a long time. He was like a real soft, straight-laced racist, like kind of like a David Duke, but a lower version.
What we need to do is find these videos from 20 years ago. So this is like when the internet started to 99, 2000.
He was like the early 2000s. He disappeared for 5-6 years, and he could have scrubbed his image. You can, like, celebrities, if something bad comes out about them, they can pretty much get erased. Like I'll give you an example. Have you ever heard of Hoops, that pretty black girl that was on that Flavor of Love or whatever?
Okay, yes.
Well, she had a sex tape, and she married Shaquille O'Neal. Now you can't find the sex tape on the line anywhere. So basically, you can have people scrub your image. Then you lay back for a few years, you can come back rebranded as whatever the hell you want to be. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry. I like what Larry Carlson says. I like Alites channel and Lee Cole station. Okay, that sounds like you're mocking me there, guy. Okay, but that's fine. Okay, so
like if I wanted to watch old videos of David Duke, 99% of them ain't online no more.
Yeah, well, good. They don't deserve.
Now imagine if you're not as famous as him, it's going to be hard to find some.
I don't consider him famous. Yeah, I'll be totally honest with you. I don't at all.
No, but we found a lot today about this guy. So he's being hired. So he's basically an internet hitman, this John Wolf guy.
Yeah,
and he has ties to the Aryan Nation.
Yeah, those type of organizations. I'll look into it and try to find you what particular. But he might not be the greatest tech savvy. But when he worked for those groups, when he was like the guy they would show videos. He was the clean cut white boy that recruited other ones so that they could get people that just ain't degenerates running around with boots on.
And did he go by John Wolf back then?
Actually, yes.
So he had the same name for 20 years, John Wolf.
Yes.
So if I Google John Wolf, there might something come up on him.
It's possible. It's possible. Yeah, he hasn't changed his name, and he might not be the greatest tech savvy, but his organizations, they used to be too. So he knows who to hire to do stuff like that. Like his organizations that he worked for, like he was just a guy that got on camera and acted like a clean-cut white boy and to teach you how the world's so bad against you. But they had other people doing the shady work. The other people. So he knows, just like Alite knows who to hire. He's hiring Albanian kids to do stuff. So then he's hiring guys like John Wolf. Basically, criminals know criminals, man. If you're a crook, you can hire crooks to do whatever the hell you want.
So do you think that it's really that important to Alite to uphold this image he has?
Yes.
Where he would spend this money?
Yes, that's how he makes money.
He's a complete fraud. All the revenue he's creating is based on people actually believing that he's a real gangster, which he was just your common street chump. He's basically like just your average Joe that did a little shady stuff. But now he's marketed himself as the perfect gangster.
Well, he's taking a beating. I mean, his patron page is down to like 133 now.
Controversy sells, though. He'll get views either way, even if it's people wanting to see how much of a chump he is. He won't get the Patreon, but he'll still get the views because people look to see what absurd stuff he's saying. Because there's no such thing as bad publicity, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's a Vince McMahon saying. And well, listen, Shane, I'm going to let you go, but I really appreciate you coming on and talking to us about this. And
all right.
I'll have you on again too. But thank you so much. I appreciate that.
If I get any information, I'll email it to you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man.
Have a good one.
You were big help.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Wow, Lee. Huh?
Okay.
Jesus.
So people, this is what we put. This is what we've been putting up with. This is it. I mean, yesterday we were attacked hard right after the show. You know, I looked over at the buttons for we had 36 likes and 80 something dislikes, and then that's why I turned the button off yesterday. And then today YouTube fixed it and they put it where it should be. And I get a few more dislikes than other stations because I talk about Sammy Gavano. And believe it or not, people don't like when we talk about Sammy Gavano, so they attack you.
Okay.
But, you know, I don't mind controversy attacking Sammy Gavano, but when you got 80 something dislikes on your station, that's a serious thing. So they're playing real dirty. So this is why we brought Shane on today. They're going to play dirty. We're going to play dirty right back. And we're going to explain to everybody exactly who John Alite is and what he's doing. This is creepy stuff.
It is. And I thought that video, the Lee Cole, I thought that was creepy. Now, forget about it, man. This is beyond creepy. So Alite's paying these fucking guys.
He has a white supremacist working for him.
That's fucked up.
I mean, think about that. He doesn't care. He walks around saying, I'm a Trump guy. He's not. John Alite sounds like he is a racist if he's hiring these people. Mm-hmm. That's what it comes down to. And he's angry. Ultra, he is angry. Okay. Who is the white supremacist? Well, you know what? I'm not going to get into that because that's just something we shouldn't be talking about right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have any debate on here about that, to be honest with you. Alcatraz says, according to everybody that knows him, he uses the N-word pretty often. Of course he does. I hate to say this, but most gangsters do. Most gangsters I know are the most racist people I've ever met. It's just in their culture and in their blood. If you watch any of those movies, The Godfather or, you know, any of them, they show the racism because that's what gangsters are. Most of them are racist.
Well, I'm not going to touch on that one.
I wish it wasn't true, but it is. I mean, if you watch Bronx Tale, remember that really explains it. Because you got to remember, you know, you're growing up in, say, the Bronx or something, and I'll give you a perfect example. I used to live on Kings Highway. Around Kings Highway, you had 5 different neighborhoods. You know, you had the Hispanic neighborhood, Italian neighborhood, Black neighborhood, and, you know, so basically you had a bunch of different neighborhoods, and they were always fighting with each other. Rocco, thank you very much for that $10. It's greatly appreciated. Because King Shade said to me that if I don't start giving him money for his bodega, he's leaving.
I'm going to go back to my little bodega.
Yeah, he's going back to his bodega. See, just think about King Shade. They put him in a bodega.
Yeah. But I never found that comment racist. I just don't know what a bodega is. I mean, I do. I guess it's they don't call it down here. So
Rocco says, you're doing good, credible station. And make nice with Jimmy. I have no issues with Jimmy. That's over as far as I'm concerned. I only wish him the best. And that he does really well. I would never wish him anything beyond that. If you're talking about Sammy, that's a whole different story. Okay, well, thank you for that. We appreciate that. And if you guys want to talk about what we talked about today, we'd really appreciate it. Richie says, Alite and 2 blacks on the show acting like he was their friend. Yes, exactly. He's the biggest. He's something that he just did to help his image because his image has been getting battered. I mean, he's been getting beat up. I mean, you got, say, Mob Talk Radio, then you got this station, you got Calandra Station. Even Sammy came out against him. I mean, he's been getting his butt kicked. But just think about how valuable it is for him to be a fake gangster if he's willing to go this far to keep it.
And here's the thing of that the guys like that website, the John Alite, what's his name? Chris Caparosa. I might be saying
Right.
his last name. Yeah, you got guys like that. You got Jeff Canarsie from Mob Talk Radio. These are guys that exposed him 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Now more people are coming and going after this Alite guy, and now it seems like we're getting the fox out the hole.
But
That's
you know
what it
one
seems
thing
like.
that I've noticed though, some of the people coming for Alite have backed off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were going for Alite, but they backed off. And I'm not talking about Jimmy. I'm not talking about Sicilian or us, our mob rats. But, you know, I watched one show today where the guy was talking about how great Gene was. You know who I'm talking about. I mean, during the show, he was talking about how great Gene was.
Mm-hmm.
He just, like 2 weeks ago, all of a sudden he started talking about Gene being his friend and stuff. With friends like that, who the hell needs enemies? This is a guy that terrorized neighborhoods and robbed houses in the neighborhood that he lived. He was robbing the houses.
Mm-hmm.
I watch all these documentaries on all the mob for 20 years. I never seen Alite and none of those things. Jeff Canarsie was his friend for a long time, so he would have all the dirt on this guy. Yep, you know, and I've heard that.
Well, unfortunately,
wait a minute. Mob Talk Radio says not true. So he's saying that he wasn't his friend. So maybe you guys.
He's probably saying not true or something. I don't know, but I know he can't talk about the. There's stuff going on with him with the legal, like whatever he
Right.
can't talk about. So he can't talk about none of this. So.
Okay, and then Angel says not true. Okay, we're getting not trues here. Okay.
I think it was the thing when you were saying about the gangsters, some of them being racist. I think that's
No, I think it was the thing being his friend.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, no, the racist thing. No one's going to tell me.
I don't know.
No one's going to tell me gangsters aren't racist because
Nah,
that would be a lie.
I got a different opinion on that.
Sorry.
I don't want to go.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to make a.
Hey, I've known lots of gangsters, and I never met one that wasn't racist. I'm sorry.
But I know the gig though. I know when you get. I don't know. I don't want to get into that.
Okay. Well, Kane, I'm gonna have to bring you to New York and show you the neighborhoods and exactly explain to you why they're racist, why these neighborhoods are the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Okay, Angel Lee, you're wrong. Well, you could say I'm wrong, but I know what I've seen. Jesse Gaddy, I agree with Lee. Thank you, Jesse. You know, we can get into this. No, they're not all racist. I say 90% of them are.
That's a majority.
But it is the majority.
It
is the majority. Come on, who are we kidding?
They want us to talk about this. Let's not.
Okay, well, we're talking about it. I'm not talking about me. This is my show. That's what I want to talk about.
Okay, all right. Well.
Okay, RPMJ, Sean, it seemed to be disrespectful issue about the parking spot. Sean, you are Sean Lee. You are a simp for Lee. Okay, whatever that means. Okay, David, not all gangsters are racist. Some aren't. Yep, some aren't. Okay. I want you to do me yourself a favor. Study on Joe Gallo and see what happened to him.
Well, he had a lot of black friends though.
That's why he got killed. Okay. It's the truth.
Yeah, but
in Boston, some black guys used to collect for the yes, and they, you know, and you can watch Bumpy Willis and you can watch those old neighborhoods and stuff, and the trouble they used to have with Dutch Schultz and stuff. But what do I know is these neighborhoods were really like that. Well, unfortunately, we're a lot like what our fathers teach us. Every old school gangster I know that is over 40 years old is as racist as hell. Thank you, Sean, for the honest one. Okay. Not many multiracial gangs, just saying. That's right. So we have people here that agree with me, people that don't. But, you know, let's just leave it at that. And after 2 days, didn't even know who the F he was. Fat Beatty Gotti Jr. No, I don't think so. I don't think Gotti Jr. is. He's never showed no signs. Joey Gallo got killed because I like this Joey Gallo. He was an interesting character because they thought he killed Columbo. And who was it that killed Columbo?
I believe they made the setup. I don't know who exactly pulled the trigger on Colombo.
Well,
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it was a black guy too.
and who did he work
Yeah,
for? And they said, and
yeah.
it got Colombo killed.
Mhm,
I mean, it got Gallo killed.
mhm.
Okay. Joey Barillo said, Gene Barillo was part of the Bloods, so I guess he is cool. He was part of the Bloods. Gene Barillo was a Blood. Did you know that?
It's the first time I'm ever hearing something crazy like this.
Okay. Mind someone's business. Gunner killed Colombo. You know, Gunner actually had a pretty good show the other day. He just said that he was going to write his book and he was going to actually just step away. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I mean, if he wants to step away, he steps away. I mean, shit.
Then
he, he wants to write a book.
Then he
What books he be writing? Like the fictional stuff?
Yeah. I think something to do with his series.
Yeah.
And now he's also invited people to come up to his land to go camping on his property to bring their tents and everything. So he said near the water. It actually sounded pretty interesting.
Would you call him the Ted Nugent of the mob genre?
I don't know about that. Ted Nugent.
Yeah, would you?
He is kind of radical. I would,
the Michigan thing,
Yeah. Lee Cole 3, Gene Barillo said he was friends with Bloods and Rikers and was tight with them. I doubt that very much. I don't believe that. When he went to Rikers Island, he was a snitch. He was in PC most likely. I've been in Rikers. Bloods don't become friends with you. It just ain't the way it is. And if he was friends with Bloods, that just wouldn't go over good. Okay. Pretty much, it's a different time. It's all about money right now, and they don't care what color you are as long as you flash that green. You're absolutely right. I'm not talking about right now. Things are a lot different now than they were 10, 15, 20 years ago. Alite's a time traveler. He probably is. Yeah. Who the hell is going to believe that he was down with the Bloods and Rikers? Primo, that's the thing, though. People believe anything they see. That's the scary part. They just believe it. Lico, aren't Mexicans cartels really strong right now? And Italian? Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, there's no doubt that somebody that understands the mafia really well was explaining to me last week. They said to me that they're all in jail now. And the kids around, and when they were all in jail, that's what Gene did. He preyed on the neighborhood. He put them in jail. And then he came out and he would pick on the kids. He was a bully. He would drive in front of their houses and threaten them. He would sit outside and actually wait for the kids to come out. And the kids would stay inside knowing that this crazy guy was outside. So, and he did that after all their fathers went to jail and after he put them in jail. That's Gene. That's the real Gene.
It's crazy.
Laugh out loud. They stick with their own in there, right? They stuck with their. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And if you're a white guy going to Rikers Island, you got a whole lot of problems. That's just the way it is. It ain't like. There's not too many white guys in Rikers. And usually the white guys in Rikers are the ones washing the socks. And people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. Alite Rob Escobar, that was a National Geographic special. Jesse Gaddy, I am Mexican and can tell you they laugh at old school mob numbers. Yeah, I mean, the Mexican numbers are immense. I mean, you don't know.
Jesse Gotti says he's in Mexico. I am in Mexico and could tell they laugh at. Or he's saying he is in Mexico. I don't know if he said he's Mexican.
Oh, well, Gaddy is a Mexican last name.
There
was a great boxer named Gaddy.
Well, he wasn't Mexican, but he wasn't Mexican.
Who was it? Gaddy?
Arturo Gotti was not Mexican. No.
Okay.
The one that fought Mickey Ward, he wasn't Mexican.
Oh, okay. In fact, your boxing. Very good. Oh. 35 million parking garage business. Walked away to fight the fight. Yeah, that's in his commercial. You ever see when the show starts and he says that?
What,
What
35
Sean Lee
million?
just says.
Yeah.
That's what Alite says. $35 million parking garage business. I walked away to fight the fight. What fight is he fighting? What the? Oh, you know what he said? This is funny. He said this when he was talking to Paulie D. He said that, no, actually, it wasn't Paulie D. It was the one before that. He said that he left New York because Tampa was wide open and he wanted to go down there and control it. He left New York because John Jr. smacked him and made him leave. He didn't say that. He never says that. Lee Cole Gimbarello said he was 2 Italians in Rikers and wasn't considered white by the Bloods. Oh, please. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, why would people believe that? So
I've never heard that.
Yeah, the Bloods are like, yo, man, you Italian, you with us. That's ridiculous.
No.
Okay. Incoming members will call sign out to members already there. And that's true. His name is not Paulie D. I don't care what his name is. I really don't care about him. All I know is, did you see the plastic on him? I mean,
So what is this interview that you could, because everyone's saying it's not Paulie D. Who did he interview though?
Well, let me see. No, it's well, the guy looked like Paulie D. Well, I don't know what the hell he is. But anyway, just go watch the interview. It's a horrible interview. Not Paulie D. Alite was in the Brazilian prisons, and I bet you he washed more than you ain't joking. You know, if you're in a Brazilian prison and you're an American gringo, you're going to be tortured. I mean, those prisons are brutal. I mean, I'd rather be dead than be in one of those prisons. I can honestly say that. Would you want to go in one of those Brazilian prisons?
No, I mean, shit. A guy like Alite doesn't know how to speak Portuguese. I mean, how is he going to communicate with other inmates? That's another thing, you know.
Can you imagine when they were there and he walked in and he was shorter than all of them?
So it's crazy, man.
Okay. Alcatraz Whitey, did Junior actually slap him? He slapped him up, yes. And, you know, that's exactly what he did. And then he said that after he got slapped up, here's the weirdest thing. He says after he got slapped up, he went to Tampa. And then down in Tampa, he had to take off because he knew all these charges were coming against him. You know, so it just, something sounds wrong there. Doesn't sound wrong there.
Something don't seem right.
And then he said that he had a club down there that had 2,000 people a night. 2,000 people.
Yeah, in Tampa.
In Tampa. First of all, 2,000 people in a club is an awful lot of people. I mean, I don't even know if the fire departments allow that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do. But I just can't picture him with a club with 2,000 people.
Come on, Miami and South Beach, man. There's a hell of a lot of people. But Tampa, I don't know.
I could picture him with a little bar with 3 or 4 people on the dance floor.
Yeah, they're saying that the Gatti is an Italian last name. It's from Sicily.
Okay.
That's what Jesse Gatti's saying. He's saying that his last name. Yeah.
His death was very suspicious, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
His
it looks
wife,
like the girlfriend.
and then she
Yeah,
got
his
off.
wife.
He had
His
to go-
wife. Yeah.
That was really weird.
I'm gonna tell you what, the Mickey Ward fights, those 3 fights are legendary, man.
And you know what? Mickey Ward couldn't kill him, but his wife did. Or
Oh,
his girlfriend. You know, think about that one. It's not Paulie D. His name is Eddie Munster. Okay. Okay. He does look bad. Dude, he does not look nothing like when he first started on that. What was the name of that show? Jersey Shore?
Jersey Shores, yeah.
None of them. They all look like.
Well, they're all old now.
No, I'm talking about plastic surgery.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that JWoww woman, she doesn't even look like she used to look. People like to boogie, Lee. Okay, I don't know what you mean by that, K-Mac, but do you like the boogie?
Boogie woogie? I don't know.
You don't like the boogie?
What's a boogie? Like dance boogie? I don't know.
Primo, did you even know? Okay. Okay, let's start. Fat Beatty, they stuck with their own. Mob rats went to town on that guy. He sure did. He tore that guy up. The guy that was interviewing. I'm sorry, he was calling him Paulie D. That's what he was saying.
Hi, Lee.
Boy, he was vicious though. I mean, he was just making fun of the guy, something awful.
Mm.
Oh hell no, that's not Paulie D. Okay.
You're a trip, Lee.
Okay. Hey, listen, I don't know these clowns. I'm
No,
sorry.
yeah.
I don't know any of these people on Jersey Shore except they're freaky.
Mm-hmm.
They're not who people are. They want people to think that's who the young people are. They're not. What about him breaking into the funeral parlor in Tampa? You know, I always hear that, but if he was down there doing so great, what the hell is he doing breaking into a funeral parlor?
Yeah, what was that all about?
I keep hearing that he broke into a funeral parlor, so I'm taking it. Maybe it's true, but I like to have. If somebody knows me and has my email, send me that. I like to find out about that. Also, he said he stabbed somebody in one of his clubs, but I can't find any police reports of that at all.
Mm.
So you figure if you stab somebody in a club down there, there'd be some kind of police report, don't you think there would be?
Yeah, and the only thing I could think of breaking into a funeral home is they have that shit to get high. What's that stuff they have in funeral homes that you could get high off of?
Is that what makes your body all?
Yeah, so but
Formaldehyde.
Yeah. So they have that stuff in there. So that's the only thing I could think of why someone would break it to get that.
Are you claiming that he takes formaldehyde?
He's breaking in a funeral home. What the hell is he breaking into the funeral home for? If that's even true, I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, it is weird. I mean, he's saying that he went down here, he owned parking lots, he owned clubs, but yet he's breaking into a funeral home. Seems strange to me, doesn't it? Fat Beatty, James, okay. Francis' little brother. Who is?
Francis' little brother. John Francis?
Yeah, John. John's the one that snitched on his father.
Yeah.
His father put a contract on him. A couple of drinks, I owned a dance floor, Lee. Oliver Sutton, I have some news in 5 minutes. Okay, well, we're not going to go beyond 6 because at 6 o'clock, Bald Sicilian starts the show. And we have been talking to each other. And what we're trying to do is coincide our shows where one show's on, and then when we leave, he goes on. He called me up today, and he was nice enough to tell me. I called him up yesterday. I was nice enough to tell him.
So we're opening up. We're opening up for Bald Sicilian. You know how you go to the concerts where one band will open up for another band?
Yeah, but they said that when White Snake used to open up, and then all of a sudden, people were like, "We don't want White Snake to open up for us." Okay, Lexi Johnson says, what are you talking about? I thought the interview was one of the growing up Gotti kids. And don't tell me that was one of the growing up Gotti kids.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay. The Guillen interview is hilarious. Rob Bratz does a great Guillen impression. Carlos Munoz, YouTube has automatically blocked the comment, but I read it. Yes, that's true. If you stab somebody in a club in Tampa, Florida, you'll be underneath the jail. Embalming fluid. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, embalming fluid.
Do you think he embalmed himself?
I don't know, but I know that's the only reason why you'd go to it. Like they got the fucking shit to get high in there or some shit.
Oh, this one gets better.
Oh shit.
The stabbing in the club got dropped because Alite said he used John Gotti's lawyer, and he said the guy got nervous when he knew it was John Gotti's lawyer, so he dropped the charges. He just got, who believes that? He got smacked in 91, and in the 90s, he claims he was down in Tampa. So what did he call up John Gotti Jr. and says, look, I know you smacked me and stuff and treated me like a little bitch, but can I use your lawyer? Boy, the stories this guy comes up with is like,
it's crazy.
How does he come up with them?
It's imagination.
Does his brain ever get tired?
He has an imagination.
Ooh. Lee, you think a show with you, Sammy, and Alite would get big numbers? I I don't know. Sammy would always get big numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, any show Sammy's on is going to get big numbers. I never claimed to be Sammy. And I'm happy what we get here. Lee, you think that, okay. He's in Texas, Lexi. Okay. Salute YouTube. Lexi Lee on a different time zone. Well, I think. Chemicals for drugs. Yes, that's true. Chemicals for drugs. That's what they use that for. But why would, if he was such a big wig, why would he break in? Why wouldn't he send one of his boys?
He likes that shit. He likes breaking into. I don't know. I don't know, Lee.
35 million pays for a good amount of lawyers, bro. 35 million. Who had 35 million dollars? Okay, let's explain something. When he went on the run, he made his family sell their houses, and they became homeless along with the mother. Because he needed money when he went down to Brazil. So if he had all this money, why did he make his families move out of the house? Why did he sell his houses? Why was he willing to make his family homeless so he can have money to be down in Brazil?
That's crazy. Well, according to Alite in that National Geographic thing he was on, he said he had a home in New Jersey or something, and then he showed the house. I don't know if you ever caught that documentary with McDonald.
No, I never caught any documentary with John Alite. Never. You know, now that I know it's him, you know. Someone asked Skinny Joey about Johnny A. Liar and Skinny Joe. Just laugh. Okay. Well, people,
I hear the dog.
Huh? Yeah.
I hear the dog. It's time to go, huh?
No, well, people, we talked about what's going on and how these shows are being attacked and who's doing it. So we appreciate you listening. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we have a show with an expert coming in. We're going to be talking about Johnny Depp, and we're going to be talking about Amber Heard and everything he lost, exactly what's going on. It's a very interesting story. The reason we chose Johnny Depp is because he's a great actor when it comes to mobsters, and he's played some fantastic mobsters. So we hope to see you here tomorrow. It'll be 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central.
Yes.
Everybody have a nice night. I'll be right with you.